Hey, what's up everyone? I just want to record a really quick video of this because it's such a bizarre issue. So this is my Arkanoid, and I've got the control panel removed. And I discovered a really weird issue when I was restoring the Big Blue. I had to move some cabinets around and rearrange stuff. And I discovered this weird issue that I'm having with Arkanoid when I open up the coin door. And I want you to watch the monitor. This is so bizarre. So as I open up the coin door, watch this. Watch the monitor. It starts flickering, gets dimmer, and plop. It just goes, it loses a complete signal. It's so freaking bizarre. If I close the coin door, whoop, it comes right back. So it's like the magical coin door that takes out the video signal to the monitor. And I've never seen anything like this before because there's no video cable down here. And actually, you know what? Let me show you this one more time, just a closer picture on the monitor here. So I'll just walk you through this one more time. All right, so I'm opening up the coin door, about a quarter, about half, about 3/4, and crapola. There's a very faint video signal, and it kind of comes back when I move the coin door all the way out, but it is so flaky, but it only happens with the coin door. Makes zero sense to me. So let me just walk through like what my approach is here. So I have the control panel removed so it's easier to see, both me and for you guys. But with all these games that I like to capture and stream from, I've got video wiring running up to the front of the cabinet. So at first I thought, oh, maybe I'm just pulling on that video cable. Maybe it's getting a little bit strained when I open up the coin door. But if you watch here, that's actually a moot issue because there's my video wiring right here. It doesn't move. It's mounted. It's locked in. It's only the coin door, which the only wiring really coming up to the coin door is power for my LEDs, which are still functioning. It's 5 volts coming up here. But what my theory is if you look down, boop, if you look down there, that's a lot of extra wiring. I don't know kind of what I was thinking. I should have cut that wiring closer to what it is. So the yellow is ground. The green, I believe, is my 5 volts. I'm going to re-verify that with my multimeter. But I did check, speaking of voltage, let's go around here. Speaking of voltage, I did verify that I'm getting plenty of voltage. I think I have this at 5.3 volts, something like that. And at the board, on the chips, I'm getting like 5.1. So plenty of voltage, and it's not really fluctuating. So I'm thinking that, and you can see the green and yellow wire there. I'm thinking that's my culprit, because if I fiddle with those wires a little bit on the LEDs in the front, I do get a little bit of a change in the picture. So again, really bizarre, but I'm thinking that's got to be the only problem right here. So I'm going to shorten up that length, recrimp the cables, and hopefully that just takes care of it. But yeah, so bizarre. Okay, well, it didn't take me long to figure out what's going on here. So what I did is just to remove this from the equation. All I did was I snipped off the 5 volts that was coming to the coin door lights, just so it's one less thing to worry about. And that didn't change anything, by the way. So go around here. I always like to start with power, and there's always, the old acronym ASAP, always start at power. And I usually follow that. So since I figured this had something to do with power, I thought even though I'm getting the right voltage, I've got a gazillion power supplies. I'm just going to grab another Peter Chow, switching type power supply and just swap it in here. And that made no difference either. And so I'm starting to scratch my head because I'm like, well, all right, if it's not power, it's not the game board. We know the game board works. In fact, I pulled it just to verify that it's fine. I put it in Toki, it was fine. No surprise there. And I know the monitor's fine too, but just to re-verify that, I grabbed the TPG, test pattern generator, plugged it in, solid picture. So, all right, well, what does that leave me? Okay, it's not the power supply, it's not the game board, it's not the monitor. All that's left is wiring. And that's when this really slapped me in the face. In fact, it was staring so blindly, or like just glaring at me. And look at this JAMA harness. Look at this piece of shit. it is such a janky JAMA harness. In fact, there's a lot of wires snipped. Granted, this is kind of in the control section, but the big problem is there's only one 5-volt line going into this thing. There should be 4. And I'm not sure why I never really thought about this or didn't notice it or think about it before. And I think maybe just because everything worked. This was the original JAMA harness that came in this cabinet when I got it originally years and years ago, like 2006. And so I guess I never really, I'm like, shit works, you know, why replace it? But man, look at that thing. That is just terrible. And so I'm like 99.9% sure that's going to fix it. That's my problem right there. And I guess it does relate to power, but it is also a major wiring issue. And in theory, so I'm just theorizing that I think the whole coin door thing with the monitor, that was all just kind of a byproduct that, and finally over time, enough of this piece of crap finally gave way, and that was just a symptom of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a new JAMA harness. I have a couple of them, and wire that bad boy up, and we'll go from there. But I am so convinced that that is the problem. God, look at that. That is just, that's terrible. Jesus. I don't know, kind of slapping my face about this. Like, what was I thinking? Anyways. All right, I'm going to go do that and then come back. Okay, so got a brand spanking new JAMA harness. Now, mind you, I don't have this cable managed or anything at all. I just wanted to test out a new harness. So I've just got the power and the video connected. And so I just fired it up, and not surprisingly, rock solid picture, no problems whatsoever. So again, yeah, it was just that janky JAMA harness, which I should have actually noticed immediately, but I guess it sometimes takes something to basically be staring me in the face before I realize it. But anyhow, just another example of easy elimination and troubleshooting. But yeah, I think from here on out, all I'm going to do is get the rest of it wired up and do some really tidy, you know, monotonous cable management like I usually do, and then should be ready to go. But yeah, super happy, simple fix. Yeah, love the picture on this thing. The only the one little quirk, well, it's not really a quirk. I've got this game kind of facing north, I suppose, so you can see there's a little bit of discoloration right here, little degauss problem, but not a big deal because this is going to be rotated just the same way as all my other games, which for whatever reason they like to be facing east or west. Now I've noticed that can vary quite a bit. I'll have to get out a compass and figure out which way my girlfriend's games are, because hers, you know, I swear every place has its sweet spot where these monitors like to be oriented. And I think I just got lucky because all my games are on this wall, and I don't know how it, like, if they didn't like this orientation, I don't know what I would do. I would probably work hard with like a degaussing coil, but you know, I have mixed results with those. And one thing I've noticed too is that you can take a wand and you can degauss one of these monitors and it'll be great. And then you shut the game off, and the next time you fire it up, it's still got the same issue. So it's not always a permanent fix. But usually what I like to do, doesn't matter where I am or what game I'm working on, or the location, usually, and this is maybe just a small pro tip, I don't know how much merit this holds, but it works for me. When I'm working on any one of these monitors, and I'm finalizing, doing the last minute tweaks and whatnot, I like to have it in the orientation it's going to be when I'm all said and done. Because sometimes what you can do is you can get a perfect picture, purity, everything is absolutely perfect, and then you move the game to the final location and it's off. And so usually with any of these, typically I like to work on these monitors outside of the cabinet. So I'll pull it out because it's a lot easier to work on convergence and all that stuff. I'll set it up on a table like in this area here, and I'll keep it facing towards me, just the same as the final location, the final orientation. So I'll usually have it facing, most of the time, in this case, east, and I'll get it all tweaked and perfect, so that way when I put it in the cabinet, I'm not changing the orientation and there's no surprises or hiccups. So, I don't know, just a little pro tip, I guess, if you're working on these monitors, just work on them in the exact same facing orientation that you'll have it when you're all done with the game. So, but yeah, this is just a short little video. I just wanted to record this. It's kind of a fun little troubleshooting thing. But anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.